The world's #1 teenage footballer who FIFA destroyed. May 21st, 2009. A 19-year-old boy looks at a piece of paper that is about to ruin his life. $50,000 fine, 4-month ban, career over. His crime? Being African. This is Sadik Adams. A year and a half earlier, World Soccer Magazine said he was the #1 most exciting teenager on the planet. He was better than Mesut Ozil. He was better than Gareth Bale, better than Sergio Aguero, better than all of them. Today, I bet you have never heard his name. And that is not an accident, because while Sadik Adams got destroyed by a fine that was 385 times his monthly pay for a contract he never knew existed, European teenagers got special treatment. Protection, easy transfers, zero consequences. FIFA calls it child protection, but their own document admit it treats non-European players unfairly. So where are those European kids from 2007 now? Ozil won the World Cup, Gareth Bale broke transfer records, Benzema won the Ballon d'Or, and Sadik Adams, he just quit football at age 33. Broken body, broken dreams. After 15 clubs across 4 continents. But here is what FIFA never expected. He survived, and now he is fighting back. This is the story they don't want you to hear. About how football's bosses destroy African talent while protecting European players. About 20,000 homeless African footballers left on European streets. About a system that treats young bodies like products to be sold, not dreams to be built. But first, you need to understand how Sadik got that phone call that changed everything. Chapter 1. The dream that became a nightmare. November 2007. Tamale, Ghana. 3 a.m. in the morning. The phone rings. Sadik Adams, barely awake, sees a Spanish number he doesn't know. Is this Sadik Adams? 3 days later, he is on the plane to Madrid. Not just any kid. The kid who had just destroyed defenses at the Under-17 World Cup. 4 goals, including one against Spain, that left their coaches shocked. World Soccer Magazine noticed. They called him #1, the most exciting teenager on earth. But here's what Sadik did not know as he got on the plane. He was already trapped. Right after the Under-17 African Cup in Togo, even before the World Cup made him famous, his father had signed a 5-year contract with Tunisian club Etoile du Sahel. $80,000 upfront, $600 per month. Without my knowledge, Adams would later say, for a family in Ghana where top players earn less than 200 cedis a month, that was life-changing money. For the global football business, that was the cost of catching a future star before anyone knew his real value. But stepping off that plane in Madrid, Sadik had no idea that this contract would soon be used as a weapon against him. Chapter 2. Life among the stars. Imagine this, you are 17 years old, from Ghana, suddenly training with Kun Aguero and Diego Forlan, established Champions League stars and World Cup Golden Ball winners. It was the best moment of my life, Sadik Adams would remember. I got to play a cup match with them. I watched all these stars on TV when I was younger. 2 goals in 22 games for Atletico B. Every game was proof that a kid from Ghana belonged at this level. The Spanish club was planning his future. Club bosses publicly said they were excited to see him play for us and waiting for FIFA to approve moving him to the first team. This was the path to everything. La Liga, Champions League. The career that would prove that World Soccer ranking was right. But while Sadik was training with future stars, lawyers in Switzerland were preparing to destroy his dreams with a single decision. Chapter 3. FIFA shows its true colors. May 21st, 2009. The verdict that changed everything. 4-month ban, $50,000 fine. FIFA's official reason: protecting minors from exploitation. But here's the reality. While Sadik faced financial ruin for a contract signed without his knowledge, European teenagers get special treatment under FIFA's Article 19. EU rules let 16 to 18-year-olds move freely within Europe with education guarantees and welfare protection. FIFA's own document admits this rule has a discriminatory nature for minors not in the European Economic Area. Translation: 2 systems, 2 sets of rules. One protects European development, the other controls African extraction. Atletico Madrid's response: they simply broke up with him, citing non-performance. The same club that had called him crucial to their plans walked away the moment complications arose. But the punishment was just the beginning. What happened next would break most people. Survival in hell. Vojvodina, Serbia, December 2009. I lived in hell because of racism. Being black, being alone, without family in a foreign country is sometimes very difficult. 3 games, 0 goals. Not because he couldn't play, but because he was just fighting to survive. My experience in Serbia is the worst experience of my life, he will later say. I lived in hell because of racism. While Ozil developed safely in Germany and Gareth Bale thrived at Southampton with full support, Sadik was learning that for African players, football isn't just about tactics. It's about surviving racism, isolation, and constant abandonment. But the cruelest twist was coming. He had to return to the very club that had trapped him, the nomadic years. Etoile du Sahel in 2010, the same Tunisian club whose contract had destroyed his European dreams. Except this wasn't a stable club investing in his future. This was a broke institution facing FIFA transfer bans for unpaid debts. They owed 200,000 euros to a player who never even played for them. This was not development. This was extraction. And so began the nomadic years. Saudi Arabia, Oman, Turkish Cyprus, back to Ghana, Bangladesh, Al Ansar, 6 games 1 goal, Brecum Chelsea, 4 games 0 goals, plus his first major injury. Sam Club, another country, another restart. Al Nada, 10 games 3 goals. Al Feya, 22 games 9 goals. Finally some consistency. Brecum Chelsea again, 19 games 8 goals. Tech Okachi, 30 games, 20 goals. Each move meant starting over completely. New culture, new language, new coaches who did not even know his potential. While European players might move once or twice in their careers, Sadik Adams changed clubs 15 times. But then, 10 years after FIFA destroyed his trajectory, something magical happened. Chapter 6, the moment that proved everything. August 12, 2017, 10 years after being the best teenager on the planet, Sadik Adams finally got his senior Ghana debut against Burkina Faso. He scored, of course, but the real redemption came 2 months later. October 29, 2017, Tamale Stadium, MTN FA Cup Final. Destiny has cruel poetry. Here was Sadik, back in his hometown, facing Accra Hearts of Oak in Ghana's biggest rivalry. First minute, goal. 30th minute, penalty, goal. 45th minute, hat-trick complete, goal. Man of the match, cup winner, hero. For 90 amazing minutes, wasn't a processed product. He was a pure footballer. But here's the tragedy. He was 27, while Benzema was entering his prime and would later win the Ballon d'Or. Sadik Adams was having his breakthrough moment in a domestic cup final. This wasn't redemption. This was proof of what the system destroys, and his body was already starting to break. Chapter 7, when bodies finally break, plus the financial reality. The injuries weren't random. Years of constant movement, training methods, different training methods, money stress, and mental trauma from racism had taken their toll. 2017, still scoring goals at the highest level. 2018, games declining, 2 appearances for Kotoko. 2019, 6 games for Ashanti Gold, 0 goals. 2019 to 2021, final stops in Lebanon and Bangladesh. 2021 to 2023, 13 games in Ghana's second tier, 1 goal. 29 June 2023, retirement due to recurring injuries. The money truth, that $50,000 FIFA fine, it was 385 times his highest monthly salary in Ghana. More money than his family had ever seen. Transfer fees throughout his career, 0. While European teenagers move for millions, African players change hands for thousands, if anything. But Sadik's story reveals something bigger than individual tragedy. This is not about one unlucky player. This is about a system working exactly as designed. Right now in Accra, 500 fake academies trick boys away from education with false promises. This story isn't just about Sadik Adams. It's about a system with 2 sets of rules. One for European dreams, one for African bodies. The European path, stable development, education guarantees, welfare protection, financial security. The African experience, exploitation, instability, racism, financial penalties, disposal when convenient. The question isn't why Sadik Adams never reached his potential. The question is why we built a system that ensures most African talent never will, while pretending it's about protection rather than profit. The choice: you can share the story, you can demand better, you can refuse to let FIFA hide behind child protection while systematically exploiting African youth. Sadik Adams survived football's machine with his voice unbroken. Now he is scoring the most important goal of his career, the goal of truth. Somewhere in Accra right now, there's a 17-year-old who thinks he's about to get his big break. Will the story end like Sadik's, or will things finally change? That is up to all of us.